Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And I can't tell you how excited I am to talk about Tier 3, Part 3. This panel, this picture, this graphical representation of 27 unique upper end Michael Jordan cards is absolutely mind boggling. I can tell you I was a fly on the wall. I was just a dumbfounded observer listening to Josh talk about the cards that you're about to see because many of these cards have eluded me. Honest to God, many of these cards, I didn't know they even existed until I started this project, but they were valuable enough, scarce enough, and peculiar enough, stay tuned, you'll see what I'm talking about, to be included in Tier 3 rather than Tier 4. Not quite Tier 2 level cards, but definitely solid Tier 3 level cards. Let me know what you think about these 27 cards. As always, I appreciate your comments below. I appreciate your input. And it goes without saying, I appreciate everybody who is watching the MJ Hierarchy Project as we progress through these tiers. Remember, Tier 3 sounds like 1, 2, 3 out of 4. We're 75% of the way done, but we're not even halfway. Tier 1, 2, and 3 are 6 pictures of 27 cards. Tier 4 alone, which we haven't even begun yet, is 7 pictures of 27 cards. So significantly more cards left to go. We're not even at the halfway point. Thank you guys for watching. Here we go. Let's get it cranking. PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. All right, we're back. We're back. Hopefully the introduction you just heard is a great refresher course. I am seeing comments, Josh, like we suspected, you guys are stupid. You don't have the game jersey auto in Tier 1 or Tier 3. And I'm like, well, we're not stupid. There's rules, and I've tried to shout it from the mountaintop. There has to be a cutoff. No baseball, no autographs, no memorabilia autographs, no shoe swatches, no cards post 2000, no base cards, no Wizards cards. So no oddball foreign cards. There's a lot of cards that people can argue, and rightfully so, belong towards the top of the Jordan world. But for purposes of this product, we had to have limits, and I had to create criteria and qualifications to be included. So hopefully we clarified that again. This is the third tier. This is page 6. So it's part 3 of Tier 3. Tier 3 is 81 cards. Josh, do you realize that after we finish this video, people watching, after this video is finished, the project is still not halfway done? There are 7 pictures of 27 cards. There are 168 fast Cajun math cards left in Tier 4. Tier 4 is bigger than Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 combined.
As it should be, but I know we put a lot of work into Tier 4. So
yeah. Tier 4 almost broke me. Okay, let me just tell you, my marriage is hanging on by a string. My kids, some of them know my name still. Tier 4 was a biscuit, for lack of a better word. Finding pictures of some of the cards was tough. Finding pack odds for some of the cards was really tough, because we're talking about you and me tracking down pack odds for cards that have never appeared in a pack odds list, Josh.
I know. They're actually pretty common. Right?
It slowed us down. They're common, and so nobody's cared about the pack odds, but I want everybody to have the pack odds. I think that's important. I think that's a big part of what a card's worth.
Let you know. Let us look at wrapper.
All right, let's crank, man. Let's get going. Let's get Tier 3 on the screen. You know how we do it. We've got Tier 3 up here. I'll start. Normally I ask you, how many do you have? Tier 3 is a challenge. Tier 3, page 3 is a challenge for Cajun Cardboard. Let me just show you what I have. Sparse, to say the least. Remember, the white X's mean I have the card, but not in a gem condition. The yellow means I have it in a gem condition. We're talking about, out of 27 cards, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Josh. Huge drop off. Huge drop off for me.
This is a tough page, especially that middle row. We'll get there, but
yeah. All right, tell me which cards you have X's on, Josh.
I'm missing 5 of these, and they're almost all in the middle row except the Wild level 2 at the top.
Yep.
The Wild level 2 at the top. I'm missing a bunch in the middle row.
22 out of 27 is pretty damn impressive. I'll be honest with you. I'm a long way off. I've got a very long way to go. And as we're about to see, some of these cards won't be graded by PSA or BGS. Number one, some of them we couldn't even find pictures of. I couldn't find pictures to put in the project, and so you're going to see all of the pictures are like high def images, except a couple of them on this tier because I couldn't even get somebody who had the card to share a picture. Because I couldn't find anybody who had the card. It wasn't on trading card database. It wasn't in card. We had to like track down pictures on the internet and beg people to help us out. So let's get cranking. Okay, let's start in the top left as we always do. The finest 1995 finest mystery borderless refractor. This confuses me. We've talked about the finest refractors. They're all M1 or some of them are M1. My slab says gold. I'm almost positive my slab says gold. Let me pull it up because this is where I get super confused. It does. Okay, so mine says 95 finest mystery gold refractor PSA 8. Is this card on your screen, my card that's in my PWCC vault, is that card different from that card on your screen right there?
No, but it is mislabeled.
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. But here's the other thing. I think the pop report's mislabeled too.
So we talked about it a little bit last episode, right? Anything with the word mystery in it will have the M1 on the back, and it's because of the whole black peel thing we talked about last time.
Yeah.
This card, out of everything on this page, is my favorite card in person.
It's pretty cool.
In fact, I like it better than the test refractor orange. I like it better than any of the other ones. This borderless refractor, I remember getting this card in 1995 or 6, and I just love it. I love how it just kind of goes, basketball goes right off the edges, and it doesn't have, there is a bordered version of this, right? And then there's a base version of this, which is not even a refractor. So this is my favorite one. It's not a gold refractor. I think the flip's wrong on this one, but it is my favorite refractor of all the mystery finest refractors.
So two things. Number one, I don't even know where they got the word gold. Nothing on this looks gold to me. Like I don't see anything that would indicate this is a gold refractor, first of all. So I'm glad you clarified that it is mislabeled. That's fine. The second thing is, just to be clear, and I think I followed you on the last episode, and people will go back and they'll check that out, but this had a black thing on it, right? This had the black peel on it. Somebody had to peel that off and discover this is the card that they got because it could have been a different card like we discussed last episode.
Yep, could have been a base, could have been a different refractor. It could have been not a refractor at all.
That's right, and that's what that M1 is down there at the bottom. Got it. Okay, so I am sort of on the same page as you with that. That card's in the books. That's good. Lots of finest refractors are going to appear in this project. We've seen numerous ones thus far. We're going to see some in tier 4. Josh, and I know this is a video that people are going to watch for years to come, hopefully decades to come. Maybe that's ambitious, but I think people are going to watch this for a while. Last night, today is July 17th, 2023. You and I were talking before we hit record. Last night, we have a card in tier 4 that we have not talked about yet, right? We have not gotten there. And when we conclude this is going to be, what is 27 times 6, Josh? 162 cards?
62, yeah.
We're going to have talked about 162 cards, and a card ended last night on the PWCC Weekly Auction for over $20,000, and we haven't talked about that card yet. So that gives you some idea of the depth of Jordan cards that are out there. And so if, some of these guys are commenting, I don't even have any tier 3 cards or tier 2 cards. My collection sucks. I'm like, well, there's a $20,000 card from tier 4 that ended last night, and it's probably not the only one. There's some heat in tier 4. So having a primarily tier 4 collection, there is no shame in that, in trying to push harder into tier 4 and work your way up. So there's some absolute whales down there. We're going to get to it.
And it's a lot of cards. So, there's a lot of stuff to collect in tier 4.
It is, and there's a lot to talk about. And I told you earlier today, we were texting back and forth, and I was like, Josh, I should be burned out. We filmed twice yesterday. We filmed 3 or whatever videos before this. I should be burned out, but I'm freaking excited. I don't know why. Maybe it's the cocaine. Maybe it's the cocaine that I snorted right before we started. Maybe it's the energy drinks that I poured on top of the cocaine before I slurped it up. No, you guys know I'm kidding. Say no to drugs. This stuff is exciting to me, and I'm not burned out at all because I'm seeing 20 cards I don't have. I only got 7 of these 27. Tell me about the 911, man. Tell me about the second one. It's another one of your little creepy cards. I know you don't like the word creepy, so we'll call it peculiar. It's a peculiar card, Josh.
Yeah, it's got a sleeve similar to some of the other cards we talked about. This is actually the sleeve. It's what you see on the screen. It's kind of got that sepia tone background, and the card comes out of the sleeve, and it is the same picture, but it is not pinkish red in that sepia tone color. The card looks like this. Same picture, no borders, not that beautiful of a card, just kind of a plain picture, great picture and great action shot of Jordan. And on the back, it just says 911 real big. So this card is completely borderless, dark borders, tough to grade because it has that sleeve. And it's, again, the same
like
picture.
the exclamation point. Like the exclamation point, right, Josh?
Yep, exactly like the exclamation point. So it has the exact same picture, right? But this picture in the sleeve is actually kind of a sepia tone mold down version of the brighter actual card.
So the question, the people that are watching, the question that I have, and you're going to know the answer, but I don't, is will they grade it with the 911 sleeve on the outside?
No.
No.
Nobody will.
Nobody will. No PSA, no SGC, no BGS. Okay, so you got to pull it out. I'll be honest with you. I know it's your card, so I don't want to disparage your card, but like that looks like a Stadium Club base card to me. I know it's hoops, but it looks like a base Stadium Club card without the sleeve. The sleeve is what makes it freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlike the net assets or the Silky Smooth, where you have it looks better without the netting. This one actually looks better with the 911 sleeve.
Check it out. Here is the pack odds. And again, here's the card again, the 911, the red one. And when you showed it in person, I never really noticed it. It looks like a Prism red fast break. Like that's what that looks like. The disco bubble Prism, you know what I mean? From 2017, 18, whatever. Yep. People who collect Ultra Modern will kind of identify with that. That's the card right there. You see it on your screen. The pack odds are right there. Like we talked about, Josh, there's a lot of ways to get to 2,880. This is another one of those 1 in 2,880 cards, and it's the Hoops 911. A really cool card, man. Really cool. Next one I can talk about because I'm excited. I remember when I took this bad boy down. This is the Honor Roll 1996 Bowman's Best Honor Roll Atomic Refractor. It's 1 in 3,840 pack odds. Here's the card. Let me give you a better look at it. I actually happen to own this card in a very high grade. One of the few cards on this picture that I'm actually even going to be able to talk about. I've got the Atomic. It's very tough to find these without the greening. The refractors are probably more prone to the greening than the Atomics are for whatever reason. I'm not a scientist. I'm not working at NASA, but this is big time. It's on a long list of Jordan cards with another all-time great on the reverse of the card, and I'm talking about another Atomic Refractor side, and it's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, the second greatest center from the 90s, maybe the first. Who knows? We can have that argument later.
So one thing I wanted to show in this card that I thought was interesting, and I noticed a long time ago, is centering's always off, but you can't look at the black borders because they look terribly off center. That is intentional. This card is completely centered. But if you look at the black at the top left and right, it's going to look like it's thicker on the one side than the other, right?
On the right.
So on the right side, it's thick, and on the left side, it's thin. That is not a miss. It is not an off-centered card. If you look down below where those dots are, you're going to see the silver next to those 5 dots going down by Jordan's shoulders there. It is perfectly centered. So the silver matches perfectly. That's an intentional black, thin on one side, thicker on the other side. But it kind of throws me off because I always think it's, misaligned.
For people like me that have OCD type tendencies, not clinical, but you know what I mean? I got some issues, right? That's the kind of stuff that bothers me. And I hate you for bringing it up and pointing it out. Next, let's talk about this. Hey, tier 1, we talked about a whale. I mean a whale. Nobody ever argued that the card that we talked about didn't belong on tier 1. We're talking about the the gold embossed refractor die cut numbered to 74. This is kid brother, right? Younger brother version. This is also let me read it right because I want to get it right. The 97 finest refractor gold, same card number, same looking card, but it's not die cut, but it is serial numbered, and that is supposed to be in blue. Remember, anything you see in bright blue means it's serial numbered. Anything you see in yellow means it's some really high pack odds, some really tough pack odds to pull over. And I got this one wrong. That's supposed to be in blue. Sorry, dumb Cajun. There we go. So if it's in yellow, it's got over 3,000 pack odds. If it's in bright blue, it's a serial numbered card. Look how many serial numbered cards we have in Tier 3, page 6, Tier 3, Part 3. That's a lot. That's almost we're pushing half of them, Josh. That's a big number.
Yeah. Yeah, and this card gets mislabeled a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's not labeled as a gold versus a silver. It's just number 154. So it's just refractor number 154. People refer to it as gold. It is gold. It is not necessarily always labeled as gold. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. You can find them, they are tough to find, even on eBay or wherever. But when you see it, if it doesn't say the word gold, don't shy away. It's the right card.
It's the right card. Well, you turn it over, there's going to be a serial number to 289. And anytime you get a Jordan card, serial number to 289. So far, I'm undefeated on screen sharing, and I'm not forgetting. So I'm just wanted to get some credit for that, by the way.
Does not say gold anywhere up here.
Yeah.
It's just finest refractor with coating 154. It is serial numbered. The serial number is in gold right here.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's
really where you can see the again, it's a refractor on the back too.
Yeah.
But but it doesn't necessarily have to say gold on the label.
Yeah. You bought it in that slab.
I actually got it graded in the slab. All my slabs really have no lighthouse. They're all really old.
Old. Do you talk to us about that? You say the lighthouse. Explain to the people what you're talking. I know what you're talking about, but explain to the people what you're talking about and
sure
where you stand on that. This is the Josh Dawson personal opinion on PSA old labels versus PSA new labels. Give us your take.
This is the old label. It doesn't have anything in the middle here. This is a new label. It has a little PSA kind of reflective, what they call lighthouse, because it flips back and forth at the light, and it says PSA right in the middle. That's a new label. I have kind of gone back and forth on this. Some of the cards that I have that are questionably authentic because they have a serial number issue, or some of the fakes that are out there that we talked about, those cards I had all relabeled and reholdered just 2 years ago. And I had all of my big cards that I wanted to reholdered because I wanted to guarantee the authenticity again. And also I wanted to make sure that if I ever do decide to sell, there's no questions about the authenticity of it. For things like this, for many of my cards, I'm not going to take 90% of my cards that are in old labels and relabel them. There's no reason to. Only the ones that either are tier 1 or that are questionably, they have fakes out there or questionable. Those are the ones that I want to have relabeled and reholdered.
So you're basically for the provenance of the card or the origin of the card and the backstory of the card, you're going to be able to tell a would-be buyer. Not that Josh Dawson would ever sell a freaking card because I've never seen you sell one. But suppose something happened and Josh Dawson sold a card, you could then tell the buyer it's been authenticated not once but twice. It's in the new label. It's got the lighthouse. Somebody put eyes on it relatively recently. We know they just added that lighthouse label a couple of years ago, I think. What about the back? Is the back of the label look any different, Josh, between the lighthouse and the old?
So, yeah, they do.
They should, yeah. I'm trying to remember what the distinction was.
The new ones with the lighthouse, right? Okay. New label will have a QR code at the top, right up here. And that QR code you can take a picture of. You can see your card. It also has the reflective PSA in the middle.
Okay.
The old ones, old label, no lighthouse, they had just a hologram. Just a hologram here, and it said PSA. That's it.
Okay.
So
I'm going to sound like a total noob here, and I can't believe I'm even asking this, but I'm sure other people may have the same question. When you scan that QR code with your phone, it's going to take you to the PSA website, and it's going to pull up an image of your card. It's going to show you the pop report of your card.
And the grade, yep.
In the grade, you're going to be able to see front and back images of your card.
Yeah, all the new cards are getting scanned as they go in.
Yeah.
The old ones obviously did not. So a lot of my cards, I don't have pictures of a lot of my cards online. Anywhere. So
yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's keep cranking. Yep. We got the game breakers. I think this is a card that's going to sneak out of left field. Oh, yep. 1 for 2. I'm already at 50%. You're in charge of that. You're just in charge of that.
I did.
Okay, you did a great job that time. Just scream it. Scream at me, right? I'm used to being screamed at. I got 7 kids. Game breakers. You got Jordan. We got Rodman. A lot of people are going to be like, I've never heard of this. Why is it in tier 3 when you just told me there's cards that sold for $20,000 in tier 4? And the answer is the pack odds, man. I've got it pulled up. It's 1 in 3,456 pack odds from Series 1, hobby or retail. 3,456. So you're talking about the third toughest pack odds of the 27 cards that appear on this one in Tier 3. And it's much harder pack odds than many of the cards that we saw, Josh, in Tier 2 and other cards that we've seen in Tier 3. So, again, it's a unique card. I was feeling less than. I was feeling very inferior because I only own the card in a PSA 8. But then I realized this is a mother to track down. This is a tough card to track down in any grade. It's just hard to find.
It is.
And I got a nice lighthouse here, so it's a good-looking card, man. It's a great-looking card with the basketballs kind of cut up in the background.
Yeah, super embossed. It looks like, pieces of basketball that are all broken apart. And it is really heavily embossed, kind of like the Ultra Stars Gold. And obviously, you can even see it on the back. You can see some of the embossing coming through because it's so thick.
Yeah.
So,
Josh,
and in the front, the sand on the front, as you want to call it, on the top there, it's all very glittery too. So
I was going to ask you, what's the texture? I know you're talking about aesthetics and what it looks like, but if you rub your finger on it, does it feel like a paper card, or does it feel like a showcase?
It will feel like a piece of sandpaper.
The gold dust sand stuff at the top actually feels like coarse and rough.
Yeah, you can kind of see the how it shines,
Mm-hmm.
So it's got that kind of it's hard to get in the picture, but yeah, it's real rough. It's real sandpaperish. That's the best word to use.
Yeah.
So, and it's very heavily embossed, like I said. It's a pretty card, unique.
I think this Tier 3, Part 3, there's going to be a lot of interesting comments, and I think we're going to show people a lot of cards that they aren't super familiar with. These cards snuck into Tier 3. There's going to be arguments about what belongs in 3 and 4, and this is probably where a lot of those conversations are going to hinge. But we're going to show people some interesting stuff on this one for sure. All right, let's talk about the next one. Again, a lot of people call this the Creators. I think it's technically called the Silver Embossed, or maybe just Embossed. I don't see silver anywhere, but 1997 finest embossed refractor. I've got Creators in parentheses because a lot of people kind of affectionately call it that. I feel like the word silver should be in there. Did I miss the word silver?
No, similar to the gold, it's not technically a gold. It's not technically a silver.
Okay.
It is because it's silver. They have a base of silver and a gold, but they're not technically called that in 1997. So
got it. Serial number, Josh. Serial number 263 comes out of Series 2. I've got screen share on, so I'm proud of myself for that. I am trying to remember. I do not have this card. I think I feel like there's another version numbered to like 1090. Am I crazy?
I don't know the numbering, but there is a regular refractor of this.
Okay, and I think it's numbered. I really do think it's numbered to 1090, and I always thought that was real arbitrary. I might sound
unlike a regular refractor. It is a regular refractor, but I gotta say it's not an atomic refractor. It's not a regular refractor. It's kind of this weird grid pattern, like diamond pattern. I'm just gonna throw it up real quick because it's got this weird, like almost diamondy
mosaic, almost, Josh.
Mosaic, yeah. And on the back, same thing.
Oh my gosh, I did not know the back had the same.
Yep, the back has the same shine. It's beautiful. Ooh. The numbering's at the very bottom, if you can see it there.
Yep.
144. So, it's really small at the bottom is the numbering. But, yeah, this card has the weird mosaic type refractor.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's just called regular refractor, but that's a really pretty card in person.
I think we just added some fans of that card. I think that we just put that card on the map. That I did not know the back had that mosaic type rainbow pattern. That's pretty cool, man. And it's serial numbered. Yeah. It's low serial numbered. That's a serious card right there. I love that.
Yeah.
I need to be on my radar. All right, we've got let's skip these two and let's talk about this next card, the larger than life. On screen share when I screen share it like now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this larger than life in the top right corner. I've got it right here. I'm going to pull it up in my vault first and foremost. So let me get it up there. There's two larger than lives, Josh, in this one. There is this 1996 version right here. And I want to give you the pack odds real quick. 1 in 3,240. So another yellow highlight, meaning over 3,000 pack odds to pull the Jordan. This is the 96 larger than life. There's also a 95 larger than life that's a little bit easier to obtain, but also very hard to grade. Both larger than lives are very difficult to grade. That much I know. This one, as you can see, PWCC does a good job. Oftentimes when you submit a card that is very low pop, they'll kind of remind you, this is a pop 8. There are only 5 cards graded higher than a PSA 8 of this card. So A, it's rare. B, it's tough to grade. Production scarcity, grading scarcity. Tell me what you know about this
card.
card.
Tell you that I think, being in Jordan for 28 years plus, I think this is literally the hardest card to grade out of any Michael Jordan card, other than maybe a PMG green or red. This is it. This is the hardest card to grade. It is brown. It is brown on the back. It looks really dark in the picture, but it is like a chocolate brown, and it is really, really tough to grade.
Let's go. I think we got to look at it, Josh. When you
there's
say
0 10s of any player. There's not 1 10 of any player in this whole set.
Josh, when you say something like that, like I said, these videos are going to live for a very long time. I think it's worth looking up, man. Let's look it up. The 96 larger than life PSA pop report. We're spontaneous on the Cajun Cardboard channel.
Let's see if I'm right, but I don't think there's 1 10 out there.
0 10s, 3 9s. There's 2 8.5. So that's how you get, when we saw on my screen, pop 8, 5 higher, 2 8.5s, 3 9s, 0 10s, Josh. I feel much better about having an 8. So what do you have?
I have the 8.5, and I love it. That's fine.
But you've got to pop 2, 3 higher, right? So we've got 2 of the 13 highest graded. So we don't feel so bad for not having the 10. Is it bother you don't have a 10? How are we going to get a 10? How do we get a 10 into your collection?
This card you don't.
I don't think you do, man.
I can't. It's hard enough to find this card, much less find a good copy.
Josh, it's 27 years, and there's only been 23 total graded. And I don't know if maybe 1 or 2 of those are cracking resubs. My guess is probably somebody got a 7, and they're like, 7, the hell with that. Let me crack and resub it. 7 again, forget that. Let me crack and resub it. Maybe 23 is a stretch. Maybe it's more like 15 or something like that.
This is one of the few half grades we talked about that I'll live with.
Yeah, you should live with that. That's a tough card.
One thing I'll tell you about this card, in that big empty space, it's not all empty. There is a face in that space.
It's just tough in 2D. This is one of the cons of vaulting. We talk about the pros and cons all the time.
Let me see if I can. It is hard even in person, but there is a silhouette of Jordan's face there.
Spooky Jordan in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
Josh, I still can't get it, man. I mean, you can move it all over. Yeah. I can't see it.
It's tough to see, but his face is like right there.
My card looks black. My card looks black, but I know it's not. It's more bronze. Wouldn't you say bronze, Jordan?
This is a bronze kind of goldish brown card, But yeah, there's a face in that big empty space, so it's not as plain as it looks.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do for brevity purposes. We're going to talk about all of these at the exact same time. I am talking about these cards on your screen right now. You've got these 2 wild cards up there, and wild comes with an exclamation point. Exciting. Then we're going to talk about these 2 Star Surges. We're going to talk about these 2. Remind me again. History class die cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we're going to talk about the now showing. Both of these are die cut, and then we're going to talk about the Jamboree. Okay. So we're going to talk about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cards at the same time. All of these cards come from the same product. They come from 1999 Upper Deck. Let's look at the pack odds first, and then I'm going to turn it over to you and let you talk, because I own none of these cards, and I know you've struggled to find some of these cards.
Yeah.
They're all in bright neon blue. You can't miss them, and the reason they are either serial numbered. Level 1 is serial numbered to 100. Level 2 is serial numbered to 25. Okay. They are all very difficult to find. Some are from Series 2, some are from Series 1. But they're all 99 Upper Deck, which was not an expensive product. They're just few and far between and very difficult to obtain. It was so hard to find these cards that you can see on your screen. I just had some random picture. I don't know. I asked people in our Jordan group, can somebody please find me a freaking picture of this doggone Jamboree card, serial number 25, and this is the best I could do. I couldn't even get a nice high-def image. So this one's going to look like this whenever we do put the poster together and disseminate that poster and distribute the poster. So that's the best I could do. I'm sorry. It's tough. That's how rare these cards are. Talk to me about all 12 of 12? 8, 10. All 10 of those cards, Josh. Tell me about all of them.
They all have a base version, a level 1, or that's sometimes called quantum version. It's either called level 1 or quantum 1 or level quantum. But that's level 1. which is numbered to 100. All of them are
Mhm.
numbered to 100. And then there's a level 2, which is usually die cut. Sometimes the level 1's also die cut, which is numbered to 25, which are ghosts in most cases. I do have the level 1 of the wild. I'll show you. So this is the level 1 wild. It is die cut over here at the top and at the bottom by the numbering. So right here, there's
See it?
numbering to 100.
Yeah.
It's die cut down at the bottom, and it's also die cut up here at the top.
Bottom left, top right. I see it. And I see the serial
Yep.
number on the front. That's really, really
Right.
cool.
Serial numbers on the front. This is the level 1, number to 100. The level 2 I do not have, so I can't show you a picture of it, but it is
Yeah.
numbered to 25, also on the front.
For you guys, let me get you back to the big picture. For you guys, for ease of use, I have tried to stay consistent. So I've put the level 1 on the left. So the left card of the pairings is serial number to 100, and those are the level 1s. The series 2 are numbered to 25, and those are on the right. And so you can see the subtle differences between, the coloring of the cards, and obviously the serial numbering of the cards is a big deal. I don't have any of them, man. I have the now showing base version in PSA 10, which I was absolutely thrilled about. I thought that was a big deal because I think it's one of the most underrated cards. This now showing card right here, I think it's a gorgeous card. It's almost like a movie trailer, type font at the top. That's what it's about now showing. Obviously, it's a play on words, and then it's the greatest, fantastic, wonderful, blah blah blah. The history class was all news to me. The Star Surge, never seen it in my life. Jamboree doesn't really even look like a valuable card to me, Josh. It doesn't look like the others.
I'll show you real quick the Star Surge. Really cool die cut on this card. So up here, which finger I'm using? This one, it's die cut out of the top and it's die cut out of the side. So this whole side over here is die cut out, and this up here by my fingers, see, it's all die cut.
What about bottom left? That looks die cut too.
And the bottom by the numbering is die. No, that is actually not die cut out.
It's not. It's just the
So
numbers.
it's just the side over here and the side over here.
Okay.
So this is again level 1. I do not have the level 2. It's numbered to 100 on the front, and it is die cut. So that's the Star Surge. The history class, again, I have level 1. Again, it's called Quantum or level 1. So it's a little bit different. This one has the die cuts all the way down the sides and up the tops. Very refractor like.
Oh, it's got a lot of shine to it. I didn't realize that. It looked,
a lot of shine to it. It's really pretty. And then the back's just, nothing super. It says Quantum though at the bottom here. Numbered to 100, but it's numbered to 100 on the back of this one instead of the front. So history class is numbered on the back. The other ones are numbered on the front. And then now showing, which I think you kind of have too, there's a base. This is the number to 100, back to numbering on the front, down at the bottom right here. There's numbering on the bottom, number to 100, die cut on the top, and the level 2, the only level 2 I have of this one, number to 25 on the bottom.
Josh, if I was going to collect a level 2 of any of these 5, pairs, I would choose the now showing. That is a beautiful, beautiful card.
Yeah, it's real shiny. Like Brian said, it's kind of like a hollow foil kind of look to it. Looks like a movie banner at the top, a little marquee.
Yeah.
And it's all gold on the back, gold and black. So
we're definitely showing people cards they've never seen. I really feel that. I feel a lot of the people that are watching this, comment below if you've never seen these 99 Upper Deck and knew that there was a serial number to 25. Again, not technically playing years, Josh. Tell me, again, I when I created the criteria for this project, and I alone, was responsible for the criteria. So if you don't like them, shoot me. I'm the guy, right? I had to decide whether to include 1999 cards. I thought there was a lot of important 99 cards, and not necessarily I didn't have these in mind because I didn't know a lot of these existed. I'll be quite honest with you, but there's some other 99 cards that mattered. I chose to include 99. Do you think that was a good decision or a bad decision? Would you have cut it at 98?
I think they're needed. If we're doing rare Michael Jordan cards, they belong. And Upper Deck is, really important still in 99. So, I thought they belonged. There's not that many, to be honest, compared to 97, 98. There's very few 99 cards. In fact, they might all be on this page. The last one I'm going to show you real quick. This is just the base version of the Jamboree. I have neither level 1 or level 2. It's just a solid card. But if you look at the pictures Brian has, and go back to the share screen, you're going to see both the level 1 and level 2 have an arch cut out of the top and the bottom. So they're die cut top and bottom in, a little arch or a little curve. So that's pretty cool. I've never actually held one of those. So
I might have something wrong with this picture, even Josh. I might have. This might not be the. Oh, I don't know.
No. It's because it's just too high on the page, I think. But
Okay.
it is.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You can see the die cut on the bottom.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the die cut on the bottom there.
So. All right, we got one more card that I am in no way, shape, or form familiar with. I did not know it existed. I do not have the card, but it is another one of those just super Sasquatchian cards. It's serial number 25. It's the 98 SPX Finite Spectrum. Tell me about that one. It's right here, all the way to the right on your screen with the little kind of silver emblazoned little logo there in the middle. And it's kind of a burgundy.
Yeah, there's a lot of different versions of this. This is the Spectrum version. This is the hardest one. It's numbered to 25. I'm proud of this one because I do have it in a high grade. The whole card's shiny, but the silver, as you said, is like a hollow foil, and it's all rainbow like. So it's a pretty card. It is very hard to grade because of all the brownish red borders, and the back numbered to 25 at the top, as you can see.
Pop one, Josh?
I believe so. I honestly don't know. But that's a tough one.
Only on the Cajun Cardboard channel, Josh. Do you get Pop One Jordan cards like that? Only on Cajun Cardboard channel. All right, here we go. We've got the Vortex in the bottom left. This is one of my favorite little cards. And again, I used to own this card, but I don't own this card now. I don't think. I think I let it go because I had a BGS 7.5, and I couldn't stand the label. I just didn't like it, man. If it was 8.5, I would have kept it, but I didn't like the little paper label. I thought it was ugly, so I let the card go, and I thought I would be able to pick up another higher grade. There's just not very many of these cards. This is a very interesting card. Tell me what you know about this Vortex card. I'll tell you the pack odds are 1 in 3,000. Sorry, I got that wrong. Where am I? 1 in 540. But the grading is the problem with this card. So you can find the card. If we go on eBay right now and search 96, look, let's just do it, man. Let me click eBay real quick. Where are we? Okay. I want to do it, Josh. You can talk. I'm going to go on eBay real quick and look for the Vortex.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful card. I don't have the card in hand. I didn't pull it out. I thought you had this one. Let me pull this one up real quick. I'll show my copy of it. Here it is.
A 9. A 9 is for sale for $1,800. A 7's for sale for $700. You got an SGC 8 for $600. A Raw for $500. There's the 7.5 that I used to have. $500. I mean, you're talking about a relatively big card on Card Ladder. If we go in the sales history and we go in 1996, I want to look at the highest price Vortex ever sold. Josh.
Yeah, it's a nice looking card too, right? It's pretty. It's got that cool background with the swirl and everything. The gold up top with it says Z-Force. You can kind of see it, but it's all in gold.
When did you pick that up, Josh? When did you pick up your copy? It's a PSA old label.
Yeah, 99, I'd say.
Okay, you're not even going to appear in here. That means you picked yours up for 50 cents.
I can tell you exactly what I paid for it if I looked at it.
Hey, I'm about to put you to the test, right? This is no prep. You're not prepped. You haven't been instructed, and I'm throwing it out there, and I'm putting you on the spot. Guess what the last PSA 10 Vortex sold for?
$2,000.
Higher.
4?
Higher.
Really? I'll keep going by 2. 6.
Higher.
Wow.
$15,100, Josh.
When was that?
2021, bubble year. Check it out.
Year. Yeah, bubble year.
$15,100 for that PSA.
Card Ladder value is $4,800.
Yeah, exactly. This is a really good looking picture of this card. This card is a really neat looking card, man. It's extremely glossy. And it's just, there's a vortex behind them. I don't really know what a vortex is. As I've said, I don't work for NASA, but that's what a vortex looks like. If you said, draw me a vortex, I'd draw a little, spinny tornado looking thing.
Yep.
Cool card, man. Cool card. Yeah. Very low pop. Pop 11 is what it said back in 2021. That might have changed a little bit, but it couldn't have changed too much. It's actually in Card Ladder. I think it's in the Card Ladder database. Yeah, there you go. So here's the history of this this vortex card. It's not been good since, Josh, but it did sell for $15,100. Somebody feels pretty good about picking the last one up for $5,800. I wonder what this card is in a reasonable grade. What's a PSA 9 looking like, Josh? Reasonable card, 1,700, 1,800. So tier 3 card for sure. Just too scarce and too valuable to be a tier 4 card in my opinion, but probably not on everybody's radar if I had to guess right now. So hopefully we're bringing light to some cards that other people aren't familiar with. Speaking of the next card, the AN one, did I get that right? I know I said it wrong. And I've still got inside on here because I copied this a long time ago. Here, I'll get that out. It's a sleeve card, Josh.
It's kind of a sleeve card. I'll kind of have to explain. It's a pocket card, I guess.
Okay, 1 in 960 pack odds, so not crazy pack odds, but an interesting card nonetheless. You about to show us?
Yeah. So
show and tell.
It comes in a sealed, almost like pack, where the flap's open. You take off the sticker and you open it up and you get the card out. And the back is the back. It's similar to the same as a card. It's really cool back.
It's like an invitation. It's almost like an, oh my gosh, you got it. This is truly show and tell.
So yeah, so you open the card up and you get a picture of Michael Jordan. Pretty cool. But the card is not the same picture as this. The card actually looks like that. So this is the card that comes out of that, so quote unquote pack. And it's shiny, doesn't refract, but it's really nice. The back is not anything like the other one. It's all gray.
Yeah.
But this is the card that comes out of that sleeve. I don't know what you want to call it. Like, it's almost like a mini pack. It has a gold writing on the bottom.
It's like an invitation to a party, dude.
Yeah, like, it's literally like an invitation to a party. You open this thing up with the little. Now, here's the other thing. This sealed, Beckett will grade it sealed. The card's inside of this still.
Holy moly.
PSA will only grade it as the card without this sleeve. So
oh my gosh.
Beckett will grade it with the pocket. PSA will grade it only the card inside the pocket.
That might be, dude, we're like 6 videos in. That might be the coolest thing that I've seen yet. I have not seen that, Josh. I did not have any idea regarding how that card was packaged and that PSA will grade it, opened up. The BGS will grade it in there. Will BGS also grade it opened up?
Yeah.
Okay, so BGS will grade it both ways. PSA only when taken out.
Kind of like Silky Smooth, with without the.
PSA has been consistent with that. The Silky Smooth. The one thing they're not consistent about is the Thunder and Lightning, which literally we are just about to talk about. And I've got show and tell for that one. Yeah, but the Silky Smooth, they require the netting off. Yes?
On. PSA requires it on.
Oh, that's right, because that's tampering. That's literally altered. Exclamation point, they require it out. And Beckett requires it out. It's
and 911. 911 has to come out of the sleeve.
Has to come out.
Yeah. All the cards have to come out of the sleeve, including this one. For PSA to grade it.
For PSA. Okay, we've got 2 in a row, same name, different year. I like both these cards. Yep, I'm coming. 95 maximum metal, 96 maximum metal. Pack odds on 95. And again, 95 is going to be on your left. Pack odds are 1 in 360. The pack odds for this one, 1 in 360. The pack odds for this one, 1 in 1800. Did I say that right? Yeah, yes. 1 in 1800.
Much harder card.
Yeah, much harder card. Left one die cut, right one not die cut. Which one do you like the best, Josh?
Actually, I like the one on the left.
I like that too.
I like the one on the left more. It's easier to obtain, but just in person, I mean, they both have almost like those, I don't know what you want to call it. Like on steel, they have those little lines, or not rivets, but, they have those little like girder lines. If you look in the ball real close, you see what I mean. And they're really
I know what you mean. Almost like on the bumpers of like trucks.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the metal feel. Like that's the metal feel. It's a metal ball.
It's really evident in this one. You can see in the silver ball.
Oh, yes.
You see what I mean? And they shine a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of the same in this. It's not as prevalent, but
well, the rivets are not as big, and we're calling them rivets now. They're not as big.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. But I like this die cut a little bit better. Although this one's probably harder to grade because of the red borders and the chipping.
I had a line on a PSA 10. Somebody offered it to me, and I was like, "Man, you're asking too much." A very nice guy reached out to me. He's like, "I know you like 10s. Do you want a chance at this?" And the number he had, I was like, "Man, good luck if you get that." He messaged me back a week later. It's the worst. I got it. I was like, "Damn, I should have bought it."
The writing at the bottom is in gold. I know in the picture it looks red. Just to let you guys know, it's all in gold. Well,
that's
it's
cool,
just
man.
the picture, so
That's a good looking card. That's a really good looking card. We're moving on to one of this. Can I call this card creepy? No, just peculiar.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call this. I tell you what, the way PSA and BGS treat it is unfortunate. They treat it as an outcast, Josh. A lot of people are looking at the screen right now and they're like, dude, what in the hell is that thing? And what is going on at the bottom of that card? And I already know there's a Jordan Thunder and Lightning, but it's got lightning and it doesn't look anything like this. This is not the Thunder and Lightning. Cajun, you got it all wrong. Well, guess what? There's 2 Thunder and Lightnings, and this is the weird, creepy one, the peculiar one. And I've actually got show and tell, which is very rare. So I'm going to take you guys over to big screen, and I'm going to let you guys see. I sent this, this card on your screen right here. I sent this card. Let's see, see my cursor right there. I sent that card to BGS. I had a great idea. It's a sleeve. Jordan is the outside. Pippen is the inside. Right? Yes. I have got the Pippen right here, and I even left it in my my PSA label that says "will not grade" or whatever. What does it say? No grade, no charge, non-holder. Okay, no holder. Jordan, same thing. I sent them in together to PSA to try to get them graded. I sent both of these in after I had already tried to send it to Beckett because I had this brilliant idea. I bought the things raw, and I wanted to send them to Beckett. I wanted them to put it in one of those big horizontal slabs and grade them side by side in the same slab. This was very early on in my Jordan collecting where I was very naive. Now I would just ask you guys or some really intelligent person who's tried this before, hey, will Beckett grade it? Will PSA grade it? And I would have gotten the answer no on both of them. But I actually ran it up the flagpole with Beckett, got them back, and I was like, well, that's fine. I'll just send the Jordan and the Pippen separately to PSA. They'll just grade those separately. Surely, no, they don't grade them. And so I'm stuck with the only raw card in my entire collection right here. Only raw Jordan card.
Ryan, just show the bottom of the Jordan, how it's cut out, so you can actually pull the Pippen out.
Right? Yeah, I'm going to pull it out of here so y'all can see it. So this is it on your screen, okay? And then you can see it's almost like the Pippen will be sticking out just enough so you can grab it and like pull down. I'm going like this.
You pull down from that tab and pull the card out.
Yeah, and look, check it out. The Pippen, I don't want to fit it in there, but the Pippen looks really good. It almost looks like a meltdown mixed with electrified, mixed with scoring kings. Is that fair?
He's the Lightning and Jordan's the Thunder. That's
Lightning and Thunder.
Thunder and Lightning. Yep.
Thunder and Lightning. So it just kind of fits in like whoop, right inside of it like that, and you'll only see the Jordan. So they won't grade them together. They won't grade them separate. I keep it here as a reminder. It's like one of the few Jordan cards that I have in my collection that have meaning that's in raw. Of course, I got a lot of raw, collector's choice base and upper deck and all that stuff. But like, this is a relatively meaningful card. And these cards sell, man. Even in raw condition, these cards will fetch a decent price on Card Ladder.
Digits. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can go look it up. It's going to be hard because it's going to pull up a bunch of other Thunder and Lightning. But if you put in Thunder, Lightning, Jordan, and Pippen, see, there's 96. The original Thunder Lightning. There you go. 96, yeah. $176 in raw condition in 2022. $162 for just the Jordan. So you're talking about a pretty interesting card. That's my story on that card.
Yep.
Pack odds on that, by the way, 1 in 1,440. So not an easy card to pull or cards to pull. When they come together, right, Josh? You pull them together. Yeah, it's an insert, and everybody's got a pair. And there's other players, teammates that are also paired together. Yeah. 97 Ultra Court Masters. We saw a Court Masters in the last video. Different year. This is a completely different looking Court Masters. This one's kind of shiny, and this one has an upside down player on it in the background, which is
Jordan and Jordan.
It's Jordan and Jordan. Okay, I wanted to make sure this. I'm getting Game Breaker up here with Rodman confused, but this is Jordan and Jordan, but one of the Jordans is upside down. It says Court Masters this way. It says Court Masters this way. This is obviously the correct way to get the card slab with the black jersey version facing the correct way, bottom to top. Tell me what you know about this Court Masters card. 1 in 2880, I think, Josh, right?
Yep.
1 in 2880, Series 1, hobby or retail from 1997 Ultra. What do you know about this bad boy?
Shines like crazy and embossed like you wouldn't believe. So shines beautiful. And you can see the embossing, how heavy it is. But look at the back. You can see the embossing.
Dog.
See the embossing through it? It's
Yes.
crazy push through the card. So yeah, it's really, if you kind of get it at the right angle there, you can see how heavily embossed this card is with
Oh my
the
gosh.
Jordans. So really, shiny, nice card, really pretty. It's actually not as tough to grade, I don't believe, but it is a hard card to find.
I want to look this up because if I recall, Josh, this is really expensive. I'm going to look it up in PSA 10 real quick. Let's
Recently,
go
I think it is.
Yeah, let me look it up. So that's Rodman. I didn't type in the word Jordan. That would have helped. The Jordan PSA 10 last sold for 7,000, 6,000 before that, 6,600, tipped almost to 10,000. It actually eclipsed 10,000 in 2022, 12,000, 14,000. So this card's coming back, but it looks like it might have bounced off the $6,000 floor if you're looking for it in a PSA 10. If you're a human and you're not Josh Dawson and you want it in a PSA 8, you're still looking at a four-figure card, man. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of these out there. 2880 is tough pack odds, man. You're gonna pay for a 2880 Jordan card from Ultra. I can promise you that. So 1,226 for the last PSA 8 sale just a couple of months ago in May. Back-to-back sales right there, both of them right at 1,200. So that's a pretty substantiated, pretty consistent sale price. We got 3 left, Josh. I'm going to let you talk about the last 2. I'm going to talk about this one. It's the other larger than life. So we saw this weird one up here, which is very rare, which is very tough to grade. We talked about it. You and I have 2 of the 13 or whatever. Only 3 higher graded 9s for you. Only 5 higher graded than my PSA 8. Really weird one. This is the other larger than life, and this one is as gold foil gets. Let me pull it up in my vault here at PWCC. It won't be easy to find because I don't have very many cards on this. There it is. There's the PSA 8. That's what it looks like. Great image of Jordan going up to release it. You got the skybox symbol in the top right. It's gold foil, but you can't really tell because it's a gold emblazoned gold foil card, right?
Look at the back.
Yeah, the back is awesome as well. But look, this is why mine's an 8. I just want to be very transparent. I'm not one of those people that says, I deserve the 10. No, it's got a bad top right corner because it's just sensitive and it's just tough to keep all this foil intact. It's almost like the power and the key. You know how that one's hard to grade because the foil edges front and back all over the place. Same kind of deal. Look at the bottom right, just shredded, man. Almost like a PMG-like looking edge right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tough card. Just a really,
these are really pretty in person. They have lines kind of going up, not just those diagonal or points, but I'm just going to hold it up real quick, Brian, to show people how shiny this is. So real shiny on the front, real shiny on the back.
Josh, it looks completely different than the card that I just showed you in my vault. It's much brighter gold.
It's much brighter gold and it has all these little lines all the way down, even on the front. So even besides the big ones you see, has all these little lines going across too. So
what a card.
Really, really pretty in person.
I've got this pop report pulled up because I recall this one being, a little bit easier. Yeah, there you go. So let me screen share for you here. 408 of these graded, slightly different, right? Same name, same product, different year, much different pack odds. On this one, you're talking about 1 in 480. On the other larger than life, you're talking about 1 in 3,240. So about 7 times more rare, which means significantly fewer have been graded by PSA. Still a tough card to grade in PSA 10. Okay. That being said, there was 0 PSA 10s for the other larger than life. For the 97, there's 5. Still not a lot, right? That's a pretty low gem rate. 5 out of 408. Quick Cajun math. It's a shade over 1%. A shade over 1%. So PSA 8's not bad. It's kind of the go-to grade for that card. Next, we got one of your brainchilds. This is a card you brought to my attention, Josh. I'll be quite honest with you. I was not familiar with the card. When you tried to describe it to me, I was like, let me just go pull it up so I can understand. It's a cool card, and it's different. And it fits in on this particular Tier 3, Part 3, because a lot of these cards are peculiar, different, or maybe off the beaten path. So I think that's why this video is going to resonate with some people who are going to see some cards they've never seen. The game film. Tell me about the game film. I've got the pack odds as 1 in 1,200, and just a cool card. I can't share it because I don't have it. So show me what you got. You got one in hand?
I mean, and you got to remember, 1 in 1,200 in SP is different than 1 in 1,200 in hoops. Right? 1 in 1,200 in SP is tough. Die cut on the top and bottom, but the pictures in the middle, they literally have the dots down the sides because it looks like an old film. And if I can get it in the right angle here, maybe I'll put it here.
It's translucent on those little film images, Josh. I see your head behind, I can see you. Yeah,
go.
there you go. The dots are also
You
see-through.
can see through. You can see through because they're actually like little pieces of film. They're
You
not
can.
real film. They're produced for this card, but yeah, these are pieces of film. And on the back, you can see through them too. You can see right through the card. So, yep, looks like a reel of film.
Amazing.
So, really cool die cut in the top and bottom and the middle.
That's the first time I've ever seen one in hand.
That's
and again, I'm seeing it on the camera, but like you moving it around and showing that those holes are, kind of cut through. And I knew the film was kind of translucent, you could see through, but I didn't know the little camera roll dots were see through. That's pretty cool. Last card, the Generations, man. We're talking about a card. A lot of people will have seen this one. So this is a little more mainstream than some of the other cards that we've looked at. The Generations is, I didn't know this. 1 in 4,320 pack odds for the Topps Generation die cut refractor. It's die cut. It's a refractor.
Really hard.
It's got really hard pack odds, and it comes from, one of the most popular sets, Topps, from the 90s. Tell me what you know about this one. Is it die cut in the numbers, or is it? It's not. Is it?
Sheridan?
Oh yeah, my bad. Is it die cut on the numbers, Josh? Do I have this card? First of all,
in the numbers.
I don't think I have this card. No, I don't have this card. Let's go back. Okay, so I guess what I'm asking is are the
no? It is not die cut in the numbers. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not. It's like it's like a house roof, right?
It is not
like a peak. It's a peak. Yeah.
It's a house. Yeah.
It looks like the same picture from Sticky
This
Fingers.
card also comes in the non-refractor version at a very yeah.
Doesn't it look like the Sticky Fingers?
This card comes in the non-refractor version. It's attainable. Yes, it does. It looks like the same image.
When we I'm almost positive we're going to see the non-refractor version in tier 4. So we'll glaze over that and we'll talk about that one as well. Obviously, the pack odds are going to be much easier. The value is going to be much lower. If we try to find this card in Card Ladder, you're talking about the Generations refractor Jordan. We'll look at it in a couple different grades. PSA 10, you're talking about a pretty dang big card, 2150. So you're over $2,000 now. That was January 2nd. So who knows what it's at now. But you're looking at around 1,800 to 2,400, something like that. If you want to pick it up in a reasonable grade, let's look what a PSA 8 is. Talking about $500, $600 card. That's pretty good for a 4,320 pack odds. That makes me want to go buy like 3 of those PSA 8s, to be quite honest with you. $500 is not a lot, man. They got base cards out there for Jordan that are $500. That's a tough card, man. 4,320 is no joke. It's the hardest pack odds on this picture, on this screen that we showed, if I'm not mistaken. That is the highest pack odds, the toughest pack odds.
And it's really pretty in a refractor version. So the base is nice, but the refractor is really, really pretty. So
yeah, for some reason I kind of group this one and Rockstar's refractor together. They kind of remind me a little bit of each other. They're different cards, but they're both die cut. They're both refractors. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I think this one's tougher than the Rockstars.
It is a little bit tougher than the Rockstars. Both tier 3, though. Both belong in tier 3. That's it. That's a wrap, man. That's tier 3, part 3. We're right at an hour, so we did a good job kind of keeping this one, at a reasonable time. I've got it pulled up on your screen, guys. Take a screenshot. I think that a lot of people are going to have some input and some discussion about some of the cards that appeared in this particular phase, the third phase of tier 3. That does conclude tier 3, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Like I said, Josh is along with me for the way. And also, like I mentioned, we're done with tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So it sounds like we're 75% of the way through the project, but we're not halfway through the project because there's 7 pages of tier 4 because we're not leaving out any of our babies. We're not leaving any babies behind. There's a lot of Jordan cards that matter in tier 4 and a lot of great conversation. So you guys hang in there. By the time you watch this, Josh and I will be at the National. Probably you'll probably be watching this while we're at the National. Many of you will be at the National. If you watch this video while you're there, kudos to you. You got more time than me. But come find us, come track us down, come say hello. We appreciate all of you guys that have commented, that have watched, that have asked questions, that have messaged us. A lot of positive feedback, and that it substantiates what we do, man. It makes us feel good that we're contributing something to the hobby that can be used for years to come, especially for the newer Jordan collectors. So, Josh, anything to add about the picture before we kill it?
No, I've gotten a lot of DMs asking me questions about different fakes and things. I appreciate it. I'm always willing to answer all those questions, so keep them coming.
Awesome. That's it, guys. That's a wrap. As always, appreciate you guys watching. The MJ Hierarchy Project is not halfway there yet. We're getting there. We're going to push past that threshold and turn the corner when we do the first episode of page 7, which is tier 4, part 1. I know this sounds complicated, and it is kind of complicated. But thank you guys as always for watching. I hope you're having fun at the National while you're watching this video, or you're watching it after you had fun at the National, seeing some of your friends, buying some cards, selling some cards, making some deals. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.